making a feather stick out of fat wood so I can light up the fire with my ferro rod. It should make it a lot easier. It's getting a little shavings so I can put it in my tinder bundle. Those will definitely catch a spark. So I got this bigger piece of fat wood that I'm gonna process down into pieces yay big or so. Help lay them across the tinder bundle too. And that'll also help start the fire. Just use the more and do a few taps with a baton. And now you got two pieces. So I got here a small tinder bundle. There's a feather stick under there. There's some jute twine, a couple pieces of fat wood chips, and then I'm gonna put my fat wood feather stick on there as well. And see if that'll help whenever I spark with the ferro rod, if that'll help start the fire. When you're using a ferro rod, you want to get it ready so that you can shoot molten steel at whatever you are trying to light. I got the jute twine and my stick of the fat wood on and caught. Let that burn down a little bit, start to catch everything else, and then I can start to add my other pieces of fat wood. I'm adding all my little pieces here that I chipped up. You want to get these flames going, but you don't want to smother the actual fire. I'm going to use my stick here to push this back a little bit. Now, I'd say that's going pretty good, so I'm going to start adding some first stage kindling onto there. I'd say that's getting going pretty good, but to ensure that it keeps moving, I'm going to put on some more of these little dried up feather sticks. And some more dried split up wood that I have. Due to all this quarantine BS, I'm stuck in my backyard, but I'm doing the best I can. So we're having a little bit of snack. We're gonna make some pizzas, and an old lady wants white pizza, so I gotta cut some tomatoes up for her. Here, a white pizza thingy. And there's all the little ingredients. So, since we're gonna have us a little mountain pie snack, campfire pizza, we gotta get us a nice bed of coal on. So, I'm gonna use my tomahawk hatchet and split this piece of wood down into a few small pieces. And I'll show you a nice, easy way of doing that. You got two big pieces. Split that down further. It'll burn up real nice. That's a nice dried out piece of wood right there. Well, Fire's burning real good. We're gonna have us some coals here in a little bit, and then we can throw on them campfire pizzas. Well, finally got enough coals. I'm moving around, and I'll be putting the pizzas on the fire. Well, got the coals moved around, and I was able to get my cooking grate on there. So I'm gonna start putting the food on. Flames are a little high, but that don't mean nothing. Still get a nice cook on them. Well, forgot to get the tongs out, so I had to improvise. Maybe in another video, I'll turn these into a pair of tongs. Well, so everybody liked those pizza sandwiches so much, so I'm gonna turn this into a pair of tongs. So we're just thinning these pieces of wood down in the two somewhat equal pieces, and then we're gonna put a piece here with some string back here and some string up here, and you'll have a set of tongs, so you can go like that, and then we'll have a set of tongs on our hands here, and that's about it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the center hinge piece that's gonna go between our two halves, and that's what's gonna create the rocking motion so that we'll be able to pick stuff up. I'm using my Mora to split it specifically where I want it split, instead of trying to use an axe or trying to carve such a small piece of wood like that. Just use your baton and boom. No mess, no fuss. She's all done. So the cordage I'm using to put all this together is micro paracord, and it's pretty tough. You don't have to use this. You can use jute twine or tarred bank line, you know, anything, whatever your preference is. But you know, get yourself a piece about yay long and cut her off, and use your lighter, melt the ends down so that they're not fraying on both sides. And then what you can do to make it easier, tie a specific knot. I'm not sure if you'll be able to use it. It's kind of dark out tonight. You make the bowline knot like this. It's kind of difficult to do with this thin line. So your next step is, once you get your bowline tied, put your loop through there. You have your loop created so that with your pieces for your tongs put together, pinch them tight at the end, and then you can use that bowline as a ratchet. Tighten it down real nice and tight on there, and wrap it around so it's real tight. You don't want that to loosen up on you while you're trying to pick your food out. And with that tail end of the bowline here, you use that and tie it all together. So after you get it tied, now you have yourself a quick pair of grabbers that'll get you out of a pinch. See? You pick up your food out of the fire. Granted, that's not the fire, but still it works. So there you go. Pair of grabbers get you out of a pinch. And there you have it, guys. Get your food out and your nice pair of tongs. Something simple, doesn't look the prettiest, but hey, it works. So I'm just gonna go over a bit of the equipment that I used. I only used 4 pieces today, and we'll start with the first one. Is the 350 micro cord. There's a bunch of different uses for it, you know, as far as building certain other equipment that you weren't able to bring with you, you know, what have you. You can use it for help stringing up a tarp, or, you know, running on the taunt line, you know, whatever you can come up with. It's always good to have, you know, at least one type of cordage. Multiple cordages is the best, obviously, for different projects or what have you. The second one is my Baco Laplander foldable saw. It's a good saw. It goes through the wood very quick, and I highly recommend getting this saw if you want to cut small stuff. Now obviously it's not going to cut a 10-inch log, but smaller stuff you can get it so you can get it split and start your fire. The second one, it is the Mora. You know, it's nothing crazy. It's the carbon blade, you know, has a nice spine, so if you have to use it, you can use it to strike your ferro rod. It's very sharp. It comes in the nice case. And my last item, it's my CRKT tomahawk hatchet. It has a hammer end on one side, and, you know, if you need to hammer in, you know, your tent spikes, and then you can use it to split your wood, so on and so forth. Obviously you're not going to chop a tree down with it, but it's something you can throw in your pack, and you'll have some sort of axe and hammer to be able to get the job done. So those are what I used in this video. So in the end, it came out looking pretty good. So maybe next weekend we'll try a full meal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for tonight. You guys stay safe out there, and we'll try something again next week.